My name is Jorge Bogantes. I work at the Anacostia Watershed Society. I'm a natural resources specialist for about 11 years. The goal of the Anacostia Watershed Society is to make the Anacostia River fishable and swimmable by 2025. So some of my main responsibilities and day-to-day tasks are, again, a lot of field work out there. One morning I might be at Kingman Island in BC doing wetland revegetation in the mud, and in the afternoon I might be doing mussel monitoring with volunteers. It's a pretty cool job because it's hands-on, gets me outdoor doing, physically challenging work sometimes, and just enjoying the seasons and the beauty of the Anacostia River. To have this type of job, so I have a degree, a bachelor's of science degree in natural resources and protection management. So it includes disciplines ranging from environmental science, forestry, zoology, to even stuff like more hands-on stuff like environmental education, or what is it to work in a protected area. So it's a mix of science but also more applied disciplines. If you want to get into this field as a high school student, what you should be doing is first look at degrees like environmental science, which there's many here. So environmental science would be a fitting degree for this, and get your feet wet. I'd say, like, go out, volunteer, and when you after high school you can start doing internships to really see what you like and you don't like. It might be that you prefer the science part of it. It might be that you prefer the land management, the hands-on component, or it could be that you like maybe policy. To give you an idea of one of my projects, I can talk about the mussel restoration project, which is very exciting. So what I do first, I go out and collect so the gravid mussel females. I have to do some snorkeling in the Anacostia River, and then I take those animals to the hatchery, which they do all the nitty-gritty work. They produce the juvenile, the young mussels for us, and when they are about fourth of an inch to half an inch, we get them here. And then here what we do is we deploy them in floating baskets or other cages in the Anacostia River, keep them there for about a year, and then we monitor them every other month or every month to see how much they grow and how much they survive in these cages. And after a year, you see a lot of growth, 2 inches, and depending on the species and the size, and so far we've seen like a lot of survival, so that's encouraging because this is just the first steps. We're gonna keep doing this and introduce more mussels into the river and enhance their populations so that they help us clean the river, clean the waters, because a mussel can filter 10 gallons of water a day. So when you add thousands of mussels, that's a lot of big volume of water being cleaned every year. One of the other things we do here at the Anacostia Watershed Society is wetland restoration. Wetlands are super important for many reasons, and a big one right now because of climate change is the carbon sequestration. They really store a lot of tons of carbon, not only in the mud but also in the plants. What we've been doing is planting native wetland plants like wild rice, which used to be abundant. If you go to other wetlands like the Patuxent River at Jog Bay, that's what the Anacostia used to look like, and that's what we want it to look like now. That's why we've been revegetating these wetlands since before my time, pretty much for like 20 years here at the Anacostia Watershed Society. And not only that, I mean, wetlands are just great as as a public asset. There you go out there canoeing, kayaking at high tide, and you can see a lot of wildlife, or you can go fishing because wetlands are fish nurseries, and it's just an amazing ecosystem to have here. So one of the tasks related to wetland restoration is monitoring. For example, right now we're removing Phragmites. It's an invasive wetland grass from the old world, and here it's pretty bad, and so what we do is remove it, but we also monitor the vegetation to see how it changes, how much of the invasive grass is disappearing, and how much of the native wetland plants are coming back as a result of our restoration actions. So I go out there with interns or staff and put like a PVC frame, and then we monitor types of native plants and the cover of Phragmites. And so yeah, that's part of the environmental monitoring, vegetation monitoring we do to assess how our projects are working or not working. So what I like about my job is that it helps create a better environment, whether it's propagating freshwater mussels, planting trees. There's a lot of benefits to this, from cleaner water, cleaner air, sequestering carbon, helping wildlife. These are all good things, and this is what we need a lot of right now, because we're in tough times environmentally in the planet. So this is a job where I feel good every day. I mean, when I see a mussel that has grown a couple of inches after a year, or when I see a tree that I planted 10 years ago and now it's like 30 feet tall, there's nothing better than that.